welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review, and today it is on one of the most highly anticipated diecasts of the 2022 season, and it's Ross Chastain's 2022 Martinsville Checkers or Wreckers Hail Melon video game move, wall ride, whatever you want to call it. Holy crap, man, this was the coolest move I think I've ever seen in NASCAR history. I've only been watching for a couple years, but man, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen done, and to have it replicated on a 164 diecast is so awesome, man. This is an awesome looking diecast, and so yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and take this thing out of the box. Alrighty guys, now we got this diecast here out of the box, and let me tell you what, going to the actual move on the racetrack itself, I can't believe this move actually worked. I mean, you saw it in 2021 with Kyle Larson at Darlington, which they also made the Checkers or Records for. Unfortunately, that was not made in the 164 scale, but it was made in the 124 scale for all you 124 collectors. But this diecast, I just can't believe this actually happened. And I mean, it's crazy because Martinsville is the only track, maybe other than Bristol, maybe you could do it at Bristol, but I don't think so, the only track on the NASCAR circuit that this move would actually work out, and the fact that it gave Ross Chastain and Trackhouse Racing, just in Trackhouse's second full-time season and Ross Chastain's full-time season, a championship 4 appearance in the NASCAR Cup Series at Phoenix. So, this is wow, incredible detail here to the right side of the diecast. I mean, it's really accurate, I feel like, from the renders that, you see of the actual car at the racetrack. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look, a deeper dive into this one. So, obviously I have Moose Fraternity here, and then I almost forgot about this part, but there's also rubber from the actual race itself, not the wall ride. So you got a lot of rubber built up here on the front end, and then you go here to the actual, front of the car here. So you got Chevy bow tie, and not too much rubber buildup up here. Most of it's just up here by the Moose Fraternity logo. But you can see here you got the number 1 Sunoco and Trackhouse Racing. You got these cool little splitter accents, like with the Hendrick Motorsports cars. The Hendrick cars do the kind of neon green yellowish, but here Ross Chastain has the red, and you can see some of the scratch marks that start here on the right front here of the diecast. And then we'll start with the left side here. We'll save the best for last. We got Goodyear here. We got NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. You got the round of 8, and then you got the number 1 here with a little bit of a scuff mark up here. I believe that is a race version mark. I don't think that's a Lionel mess up, but who knows at this point with Lionel. You got a little bit of rubber build up here by the tire. You can see there. And then right behind the 1, you have beamoose.org, but you have a little bit of a paint chip there in the B of Be a Moose, obviously. But you have the opening down here for the exhaust, and you get the side panels here as well. Not fully colored down here. You can see the diecast is actually painted red. You can see the grayish, kind of charcoal color does not extend all the way down there. But, you kind of go to the left here. You got a little bit of damage here, probably from contact with another race car, obviously. I mean, yeah. Or it's fuel spillage, whatever it is. You got some, I'm going to assume it's contact with another car, but you got some damage around here in the left rear tire. And then you have the Moose here. That's my favorite part of this car. I really like that. You got Advent Health and Simeon's there as well. You got Ross Chastain here on the name rail. 2 winner stickers from Talladega and Coda. You got Chevrolet, Advent Health, and Trackhouse Racing. And you got back here on the window panel here. And yeah, so the fuel can there as well, or fuel insert, whatever it is, Robot Express and Jockey as well. So going to the back end of this diecast here, I didn't see this move live, but I did see it a little later, and I just could not believe what I saw. I mean, I cannot believe what I just saw. It pretty much sums up this move. Just Ross Chastain, you can call 2022 the year of the melon, because, everything he did in 2022, even when he wasn't winning, he was in the headlines. And that's kind of the same thing this year. This year he's been a little more streaky, with a couple top 5s, and then he'll run outside the top 20, then he'll get some top 10s, and then he'll be, lower. outside the top 15 and top 20. So, it's been an up-and-down season for the driver of the one car, but he's been solid, consistent. He's up there in the points battle, even with no wins. So, you go to the back end here. You got Trackhouse Racing there, Moose Fraternity, and the number 1. You got the Chevrolet tail lights there, Chevrolet Bowtie, and Camaro ZL1. You can see the playoff spoiler here with a little bit of a chip there. The yellow there, I think. I don't think that's like a... I think that's a chip there. Yeah, it is. So, we'll go to the right side of the diecast, which y'all like to see here. You got bmoose.org there, Worldwide Express, and Jockey, and then you got all the sponsors all up in this section that we read on the other side. But the damage here. So, at first, I really didn't understand how there wasn't more damage to this race car. But then, obviously the next gens are built to, have more contact and be able to withstand heavier contacts, which explains the concussions recently, with Noah Gragson being the most recent. Kurt Busch obviously ending his career, and Alex Bowman had a concussion that took him out of the playoffs last season. But you can see here, towards the back end, you got a lot of scraping here along the side, especially the parts where the car kind of pokes out a little bit. You can see how the next gens are built. You have that little side pod almost, you can call it, like the Indy cars have. And then you have the front end sticking out as well. So that's where most of the damage is on this diecast. But you can also see some down here by the side skirts and all that good stuff. So back here by the tires, you got bmoose.org, and you got a lot of scraping there. Again, I just can't believe this move actually worked, because Larson did it at Darlington in 2021. But that move didn't really work out for him. It just gave him a damaged race car, but it also gave Ross Chastain an idea to do this. So, kind of came full circle for Ross. But, it's really, really neat, how they were able to replicate this diecast. Just so much scraping, damage, all kinds of good stuff here on the left or right side of the diecast. Just incredible, man. I really, really like this. You can see the bottom of the diecast here. Not any damage down there, obviously, but, it's something, that's going to get rare someday, obviously. The 124 hasn't even released yet, and it's sold out. So pretty much anywhere you go, that thing's going to be gone. So your best bet's the 164, and that's even sold out at Circle B Diecast, and I'm sure it's sold out at Lionel. But yeah, this is just wow. I mean, I just can't believe, this, again, I'm repeating myself, but this was crazy. I don't know how this actually worked. But yeah, leave it to Ross Chastain to do it. Yeah. And funny story, my friend was at this race, and he's a Hamlin fan, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, so this is just such a cool diecast, that you're gonna want in a couple years, down the line, maybe like 2 or 3 years, maybe even 5 years from now. This thing, you're not gonna be able to find it, and if you do, it's gonna be for a very, very high price. I could see this being like Kyle Larson's 2021 HendrickCars.com paint scheme. I could see this kind of going up in value like that, or the Noah Gragson Wendy's car from 2022. There's so many paint schemes, that could go up in value, that, are like this one, and, that kind of storied off a season, because, he won Talladega in this car. This is the car that he roughed Denny Hamlin's feathers at Gateway. And then obviously the Martinsville wall ride, and I'm sure there were multiple other moments with this Moose car that he, pulled crazy stuff off with. But he definitely made a lot of noise when he ran this car. But that's why it's really cool to have in the collection. It's a shame it didn't get made in, just clean 164. But you know what? That's okay. We got the Talladega race win, and you also have this one here for 164 for those who want to collect this one. But yeah, we'll go to the top of the diecast here. You got the number 1 and Moose Fraternity. Nice and big Moose Fraternity logo, and you got Moose back here as well. So, I mean, wow. I don't even know what else to say. An awesome diecast. So glad this got made. I do have a little bit of a gripe. I'm not exactly sure why this isn't yellow, the front name banner. Because he's in the playoffs, so the spoiler is, but the name banner isn't. So I don't really know, why Lionel couldn't do that. But it's Lionel, so we're just gonna go with it. But yeah, I mean, it's still really, really neat, and I'm sure, if I printed out, some decals for like a Chastain playoff card, and I'm sure I could, get that fixed up. But I don't think it needs it. I think it's just incredible to even have, the race damage here on this diecast, everything, like, within it. So, Super glad to be able to have this diecast. Thanks again to Circle B Diecast for getting this one shipped out to me. And thanks to Diecast Buffet for the awesome promo code. Use that promo code Diecast Buffet. You can use it $30 or more on any orders $30 or more for $6 off shipping. And if you order 3 2023 Next Gen Diecasts, you can get free shipping on your order. So it's absolutely awesome to use, super convenient. So thanks to Diecast Buffet, and thanks to Circle B Diecast, and thanks to you guys for watching this review. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next NASCAR Diecast review. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace out.